Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I do hope that all is well with you today. This is Singing Lessons with Emerald Music Group. I am very excited. I hope that you guys are having a pleasant day today. I am feeling wonderful. I feel terrific, and I hope that you are today as well. I have a very new and exciting person to share with you today. She's going to be our featured artist for this week, as a matter of fact. I've took the responsibility and I made it my own, being, able to get you guys the information that you need, us being individuals or us being musicians and singers, vocalists, globally. And it is our responsibility to become better singers and greater singers. Um, I was reminded of a song that my father often used to sing to me, and not only me, but several people or many people. He was a part of a group many years ago. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna make him a featured artist. Unfortunately, he's no longer here with us, but he will never be forgotten. And I love you, Pop. But we are going to do a featured. I'm gonna make him a featured artist here. As a matter of fact, I may do it next week, Monday. I'm gonna make it about him, but as a tribute. But we are going to get into more singing techniques next week as well. I hope that you guys have your notebook pads and you guys are taking notes as we make this information available to you. To those of you that have joined and to those of you that haven't joined, we appreciate you guys. And those of you that haven't made your final decision, we will not, we here at Emerald Music Group, we will not steer you in the wrong direction. I don't think that you could get any, I don't think that you can find, training like this or interaction like this anywhere else. If you do, that's fine. But, the way that we make our presentation or the way that, or our presentation or the way that we do things is a little bit different. It's not, we don't teach you in a traditional way, and like as I said, and as I always say, we will do great things together. Who? We, the people, uh, as I said, I'm going to give you an example of a song that my father used to often sing to me or several people, being the lead singer of a group. And this song has always been in my heart. And I was just thinking about it. I was like, what will I sing? I have some new material too, but I'd rather, have that presented in a different way. I'd rather have the product ready for you, which will be coming soon, guys. So just know that there will be some new product coming soon, some new music coming soon. So just hold tight. And I appreciate all my fans out there, and I appreciate all my listeners too, those that are devoted to and have been following me for several years now. I appreciate you guys, support. And as I say, as I always say, and I'll say again, we will do great things together. But I'm going to give you a little something, and I hope that you enjoy it. This is a song that my father used to often sing, and I hope that you enjoy it, guys. Here I am. There is someone who still loves you. That's true. There is someone who still loves you. That's true. Just open up your heart and let him come right in. I know there is someone who still loves you. I know that's true. It's the oldest song, He will be a mother for you. when your mother is gone. That's true. I know. Oh, he will be a father when you're all alone. That's true. Just open up your heart and tell him, come right in. Oh, I know. Oh, he will be the one who cares. He cares for you. Ooh. Oh, that's true. You know, just a little something, guys. Just a little something. I hope that you guys enjoyed that. But that was a song that was on my heart to sing. You know, I was reminded of my father earlier today. And it was just something that I just wanted to give you a little sample of. You know what I mean? He was a songwriter and he was a musician as well, a songster. And, you know, he was a gospel singer. But, you know, I was inspired to sing that song to you guys, and it's a little bit of, you know, inspiration for you guys out there and you girls out there too. You know, someone cares, even when you feel some, you know, no one does care. You know, someone somewhere in the world is thinking about you. You know what I mean? Someone somewhere in the world is thinking about you in a way that you'll never imagine. So just you know, continue to have faith and continue to do what you're doing, you know, and don't let nothing or nobody stop you guys. You know, continue to be successful or to strive. You know, you don't want to be the strider, you want to be more of the striver. You know, you're tired of making the same attempts, you know, and striding. You know, striding isn't going to get you anywhere. You know, we must become strivers. We want to be strivers. We want to be driven by success and those things that we feel are unattainable, you know, which they are. You know, you feel that they're unattainable because our mindsets are as, you know, or perceived as being strivers, but we want to be strivers. And you can be a striver. You are a striver. You will do great things. You will be great. You know, don't let nobody tell you nothing different. But that was a song that was on my heart, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. You know, but moving forward now, today's featured artist is, drum roll please, and today's featured artist will be Ella Fitzgerald. That's right, Mrs. Ella James Fitzgerald. Mrs. Ella James Fitzgerald. You wanted to know who the first lady of song was? Well, here you have it. There you have it. Mrs. Ella Fitzgerald, guys. She was born in April. She was born the month of April on the 25th day. You know, I was born on the 25th too, the following month. But she was born April 25th, 1917. And unfortunately, guys, she departed in 1996, the month of June, and the 15th day. Mrs. Ella Fitzgerald, she was amazing to me. You know, she was amazing. And must I say, I mean, might I say, she was very, very attractive. She was a very beautiful sister, for real. Like, seriously, she was beautiful. And that's what our topic is going to be about today. She was an American jazz singer, Mrs. Ella Fitzgerald. You know, she was ranked as queen of jazz, and she was noted for her purity of tone, impeccably or impeccable. You know, diction. I'm sorry, phrasing and intonation, and you know, horn like her. The sound was kind of like it was horn like improvisational ability, particularly in her scat singing. So if you guys aren't familiar with scat singing, you know, look up Mrs. Ella Fitzgerald, and that'll give you, you know, more of more insight of what she was about and what kind of singer she was. She was a very creative singer. She was a creative, yes, she was, and she she's done various projects and collaborations with those such as Duke Ellington and many others. And she was a part of several groups. She had a very interesting life. Her being a young lady, her mother passing away at such a very young age, she was forced to, move with an aunt or a relative. And I guess, I don't know what happened there, but whatever the reason being was, it created her. It made her who she was, and she was outstanding. And might I say, she was very successful in those events that took place during the course of her life. And Mrs. Fitzgerald, she ended up, well, her aunt, they departed there, or she departed there from that environment, and she went into another, and that environment being a reform school. And a reform school, who wants to be there at a reform school? I mean, that's just my honest opinion. Going to a reform school, you're not, really with family and everything like that, and friends. I mean, so she was sent to a reform school. She was sent away. Her aunt, uh, registered her for that, or went through the process and got her into a reform school. And then shortly after, as many of us probably would have done, we probably would have been runaways. You know what I mean? I probably would have been a runaway, because I mean, me myself personally, I've been quite a rascal in my lifetime, and quite rebellious, But during that time, or during those times, a reform school, I mean, they're a bit advanced now, or but it's a reform school. It's just that, a reform school. So, me myself personally, being the rebel that I once was, I probably would have left a long time ago too, such as Mrs. Ella Fitzgerald did. But um, Mrs. Ella Fitzgerald, she found opportunity, wandering the streets, of where she was currently living at that time. And there was an opportunity for Mrs. Ella Fitzgerald to enter a talent show, such as many of us do as independent artists, or as artists or musicians, seeking a way to, or seeking our way, or searching for ways, or various or numerous ways, and being discovered. So that's what she did. She saw a grand opportunity that she could enter a talent show, and in doing that, and Mrs. Ella Fitzgerald was a success. She won first place. Mrs. Ella Fitzgerald won first place in the talent show, receiving and winning and redeeming $25. That was her prize, guys. $25. And back in those times, there was a lot that you could purchase with $25. During those times, guys, a vehicle was roughly what, a brand new vehicle under what, like under $3,000, So she was doing pretty good with that $25, and hopefully it helped her to get some room and board, and and I'm pretty sure that it did, because shortly after she became a professional, well, she became a recording artist, for a recording label, or for a label, and she was under management. That was her transition from just from the opportunity of the talent show. So you guys out there, and you girls out there that feel that it is impossible, no matter how much money you have, how much you have is irrelevant to what you can make. What you currently have is irrelevant to what you could possibly make. So use your money wisely. Use your dollars wisely to become the greatest thing that you possibly can. That's what it's about. There's a time and a place to use your resources in the way that they should be used, generally in becoming the striver. You want to be the striver. During that point in her life, she was the strider. But then after she met her needs, or after her needs were met, seeking that opportunity, she was given the opportunity to transition, becoming a striver when there was a residual income in what it was she was doing. So it's possible, guys. I mean, all you have to do is invest time. Make time for those things that you love. Your family. You love your family. Make time for those that you love. Make time to for your craft, because you love it too. But invest your time and invest your money where it's needed most. And if your hopes and your visions or to become a great singer, or to become famous, or just to become a greater vocalist, I mean, hey, do it. That's what you need to be spending your time with, or investing your time in, with, or your dollars or your currencies. That's what you need to do. Invest time and invest money in yourself. When you invest in yourself, it's a beautiful thing, because you're not looking for others to. When you have too many hands in one pot, it can become a problem. I'm just gonna say it like that. When you have too many hands in one pot, the capacity isn't large enough. The capacity isn't large enough for all of them to fit. So it becomes a problem, and you end up losing in the long run. So it's better that you invest in yourself first, and then you have other people that are looking to invest, or you have other things or other people or other places or other resources, that are accessible to you. You do the picking and choosing. Don't allow anyone to just come along and just, you have to be the decision maker, or the decision maker. I'm sorry, and what you're doing. But Mrs. Ella Fitzgerald, she found the opportunity and the chance to become a great singer. And Mrs. Ella Fitzgerald, she found stability and musical success with the Chick Webb Orchestra. So if you're not familiar with the Chick Orchestra, the Chick Webb Orchestra, I suggest that you do some research on them. And she became a member of the Chick Webb Orchestra, and she performed across the country. But most often associated with the Savage Ballroom in Harlem. The Savage Ballroom in Harlem. Mrs. Fitzgerald rendition of the nursery rhyme, a tisket and tasket, a tisket, a tasket. Maybe you've heard of that. I'm sure that you have. It was a very popular song, and you hear a lot of it in coming up. Me coming up, I used to hear it mainly. It was mainly like a nursery rhyme. And it was a very popular song as far as like commercials and stuff like that. You often hear it in commercials and stuff like that for the release of new products or product launches. You would hear that song years ago. And a tisket, a tasket, that song helped to boost her career. And Webb, and Webb. I don't know if it was Mr. or Mrs. Webb, but I know that they formulated a group, with his name, being the forefront, being at the forefront. And they received national exposure, coming into fame. They became famous with that song, that they created, and they gained national recognition or national fame with that song. But unfortunately, Mr. or Mrs. Webb died in 1942. Mrs. Fitzgerald, she left the band to become, a soloist. So there's oftentimes that we have situations like that. And I don't know what the situation was with that, her departing or her leaving there or leaving that group. But, I've been in that situation myself, where, it's not that anyone died or anything like that. But sometimes when you're in a place or a position where you feel that your growth is being stunted, it forces you to find new situations or create new opportunities. And I myself, I've done that several times during the course of life. You know, many say that it was due to my stubbornness, but that has nothing to do with it. You know, stubborn has nothing to do with having a vision and someone holding you or you know, restraining you, trying to restrain you from going to your destination or meeting your destination. You know, and sometimes it's required. You know, if you can't grow and you're in an area and you find yourself being stunted, your growth being stunted, you must remove yourself from that situation. It's no love lost. It's not that we're not great friends or that I don't care for you or that I won't do anything for you, or neither is it that I won't support you. It's just that this situation isn't for me. I must move on. I have to, you know, and it's required. You know, it's your life's demand. You know, it's okay for us to have a great relationship and for you to go out of the way for any of your brothers or any of your sisters, or, you know, but you have to be loyal and you have to be true to not only them, but you have to be true to yourself. Like, hey, man, like, let's get the real picture here. Look at the real picture here. You know, in most cases, people don't see what you see, but I don't know what the cause or the nature of her wanting to leave the Webb orchestra was, but in her doing that, she was able to hold her own. And sometimes, you know, that's what it takes. You know, it's not that you feel you're better than anyone else or you feel you're the strongest link in the group or whatever it may be. Maybe it's a business venture or something like that, and you feel you have to break off and find your way. It's not that. It's just sometimes people aren't ready to receive those things, and sometimes people aren't mature enough to make the moves that you're ready to make. So while they're trying to figure it out, you already have it figured out and you move forward with that process or your process or whatever it is you want to do, because that's what it's all about in the end. It's about you and what you're going to do, you know, what you're going to do. You know, never put your life in the hands of somebody that has no direction themselves, okay? Take that advice from me. I'm not here to give you any advice, but you can't put your life in the hands of someone that is uncertain themselves, okay? You must move on. You have to do what you have to do, and point blank, period. That's just what it is. But I found I found myself in situations as such, and I had to move on, you know. But Mr. Webb, he died. You know, Mr. Webb, he died, and you know, she moved forward, you know, as a soloist. Mrs. Fitzgerald appeared in movies and as a guest on popular television shows during the second half of the 20th century. She was involved in notable collaborations with artists such as Louis Armstrong, Duke Ellington, and in the Ink Spots. She was her manager was Mo Gale. I don't know if you know who he is or who you know who he is rather, but you can do some research on him too, on Duke Ellington as well. He was a very popular jazz singer, and I'm still infatuated with the album, the Money Jungle album. You know, I like that album. That's a very great album. That's a nice album. It's very creative, and I really enjoy the sound. You know, I appreciate that sound. You know, the Money Jungle. So you guys be sure to check that album out, of that record too, and also be sure to look into or do some research on the Ink Spots. But moving along now, guys. There were songs that were also produced, you know, through partnership. So I have about 4 songs that I can name right now. And one of the songs is Dream a Little Dream with Me. Another song is Cheek to Cheek. Another song is Into Each Life, Some Rain Must Fall. And It Don't Mean a Thing If It Ain't Got That Swing. Now, that's a very popular song too, guys. That was a very popular song. It don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing, you know. But unfortunately, you know, due to Mrs. Fitzgerald had like a 60-year run during the course of her career, I did the computation. You know, I did the computation, and as I did the computation, it was, you know, she did 60 years, in her career. She had a 60-year run, the longevity or the longevity of her career. It was very longevity. It was very much so longevity. But she was 19 when her career started, when she went mainstream, and she began to get that recognition. She was 19 years old. And unfortunately, she departed in 1996. But Mrs. Fitzgerald, she managed to attain 14 Grammys, national medals. She received a National Medal of Arts and a Presidential Medal of Freedom. A Presidential Medal of Freedom. So, I mean, hey, 14 Grammys, and not to mention the first lady of song. During the course of her career, she distributed or sold 40 million records, guys. So to those of you that are out there that feel that this isn't possible, that this kind of success is not possible, I'm here to tell you it's possible, guys. You know what I'm saying? It is possible as long as you're driven and you have the mindset, regardless of, don't listen, this is what it's about. You be the trendsetter. You be the trendsetter, okay? Sometimes we as individuals can be ahead of our time, but don't you fall in the gap, or don't you go running doing things that that everybody else is doing. That isn't individuality. Stay true to you, stay true to your craft and what you're doing. Stay true to you and what you're doing, and then let the world catch on. The world will catch on eventually, and then you set the trend. Everyone else will find themselves doing what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? But music, I don't think that music will ever be saturated. But don't find yourself straying away from what you're doing to fulfill the need of others. Not just the others, but your personal need. Don't misuse what you have to try to make money. Pretty much is what I'm saying. If you have 20,000 fans in Chicago, you have 20,000 fans, or you have 15,000 fans in Detroit. You have 5,000 fans in Florida. You have 10,000 fans in California. You have 20,000 fans in Georgia. You see what I'm saying? I mean, you have that amount of fans, which means you have dollars. You see what I'm saying? You have dollars. Don't be greedful with it. Do what you do. Stay true to you. Don't be greedful with it. Because if you have over 100,000 loyal fans, you see what I'm saying? If you have 100,000 or more loyal fans, anything you drop, anything you distribute, you'll be good on money. And they're true fans. That's the thing. And you're not on a global scale. It'll take some time before you're on a global scale. But if you're an independent artist out there, and you have 5,000 fans just in the US, you're doing good. You know why? Because every record that you drop or record, word of mouth, they're definitely going to tell somebody about it. And if they've been following you for years, money should be the least of your worries. That's what I'm trying to say. Money should be the least of your worries. What you should worry more about, what you should be more concerned about, is creating that next great record, guys. That's your focus. Creating great music of your own. And to those of you that are with me and wish to become greater singers, you will be. We are going to do some work, lots of it. You can contact me on Facebook. You can contact me. I'll leave a link below. I'll leave a link below, or several links where you can contact me, guys. Don't hesitate to reach out to us or to contact us at any time for any reason concerning music. We will be sure to get back to you because, as I always say, we will do great things together, and I mean that. Don't take it lightly, okay? If I say something I don't believe that there's nothing or anything that I ever said that I was going to do that I didn't, you know? And my parents, they can tell you that. You know, my word is good. If I say I'm gonna do something, I've always done it. Always. Many don't take it seriously when you say it until they begin to see it, you know? So my parents and my mother, she'll tell you the same thing. You know, my relatives, they'll tell you the same thing. Anything that I ever said that I was gonna do, I did it. And those things that I said that I haven't gotten around back to, or I haven't gotten around to, they're on the way, you know, because determination is what I'm driven by. Just being determined to get them done, to get it done. You know, if I said I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. And that's just what it is. You know, there's no way out of it. With me, there's no way out of it. You know, I'm gonna do what I have to do, regardless of what anybody's saying, or it might not be a great idea, or hey, let me bump my head a little bit and let me figure this out. You know what I'm saying? Let me do it on my own. Hey, you can tell me whatever you want to tell me, but I gotta do it to see. I want maximum results, good or bad. I gotta see for myself. Seeing is believing with me. You can talk a sore in your mouth. You can say whatever you want to say. I want to see it. You know what I mean? I need proof with that. You know, I listen, but that doesn't mean that I'm gonna believe what you're telling me. You know, and I don't want people to believe what I'm telling them, because the proof is in the pudding. I'm doing what I say, regardless of what you think. I'm gonna do it, and that's how we must be as singers and as musicians, guys. And Mrs. Ella Fitzgerald, as I said, unfortunately, she departed here, or she died, you know, in June of 1996, you know, on the 15th day. And you know, as I said, guys, we're gonna do great things together. Thanks to you guys. Thanks to everyone that have been following me. As I said, thanks to those guys that tuned in today. We tune in every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 12 o'clock Central. And we will continue to do great things together. We will continue to work. I will continue to bring you content. And as I said, guys, you know, I'm here for you. I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to drop the ball on you. Those of you that really want to learn and to become greater singers, that's what I'm here for. And we are going to be great together. I appreciate the opportunity of being able to share this content, or being able to share with you guys globally. And be sure to tell a friend. Be sure to tell a friend, you know. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, and feel free to drop any comments below, and I will leave some general information, and I will, you know, leave some links in the description box for you guys to check out, okay? Emerald Music Group has just done product launch. So we have t-shirts and several other things available to you guys, to the people, to the public. And feel free to go to your shopper's guide at Shopify, you know, on the Shopify website, your shopper's guide, to check out those t-shirts. And, you know, this training course, I mean, it's absolutely free. All we ask is that, you know, you support us. You know, we're going to give you the time that's required in order for you to become greater. You know, and if you have any questions for any reason, go to The Real Will at 954, The Real Will 954 at gmail.com, and send any footage, any questions that you may have. You know, just drop them there, guys, and give us at least 24 hours for a response, because, you know, the volume is you know, kind of high, and it may take us a little time to get around to you, but just know that we will get back to you. We will reply, and we will give you a response. So just hold tight, but reach out to us. You know, reach out to us at We Urbanite on Twitter, you know, at Emerald Music on Facebook, and be sure to add and to drop any of your artwork or any of your design, you know, onto our group page, Emerald Music Group's group page on Facebook. Any design, rather you're an architect, rather you're an artist, a singer, a songwriter, rather you're a publisher, you know, go ahead and do that, because Gifted Magazine, you know, they have quite a few openings for those of you that are, you know, that are singers, or those of you that are gifted, and you feel that you have a talent that is so much unique or diversified from anything that the world has ever seen, you know. So there could be available spots open for, you know, for you to be a featured artist or a featured publisher or a fashion designer in, you know, the Gifted magazine. So this is an opportunity, guys. So don't pass up the opportunity, okay? Don't pass up the opportunity. So and I'll give you their email address. You can reach them at giftedmagazine954@gmail.com. Once again, giftedmagazine954@gmail.com. Okay. So be sure to check out the shirts at the store, and also be sure to drop any artwork on the Emerald Music Group's group page, and also be sure to submit your bio and any pics, or any pics or pictures that you may have, to giftedmagazine954@gmail.com for your chance, you know, to possibly be featured in Gifted Magazine. Okay. So with that being said, this is going to conclude the Emerald Music Group's singing lessons. Today's topic being, who is the first lady of song selling more than 40 million records, or selling 40 million records, okay? Until next time, guys, this is William Alexander. I hope that you have enjoyed, and we will see you next time. Have a pleasant weekend. Love you guys. Peace.